Good morning, everyone. My name is Frestiani Rahadian Sitoresmi with 3 last digits student number of 170. In today's presentation, we will discuss about the critical theory in philosophy. Let's get started. Okay, so the first important question to start every discussion of a topic is, of course, what is the definition? Well, before we dive into that, we need to first establish the understanding that there are two generally accepted meanings of the term critical theory in philosophy. In a narrow sense, it refers to a theory established by a group of scholars from the Institute of Social Research of Goethe University in Frankfurt, Germany, which earns them the nickname of Frankfurt School. One of these theories' notion is to create a criteria that defines a standard for other theories to fit their objective. Therefore, in a broader sense, the term critical theory is also used to refer to theories that follows the standard criteria. And now, let's begin with the critical theory of Frankfurt School. The Frankfurt School was established with the sponsor of Felix Weil and the objective to create a school that were focused on social studies of German society using the Marxist approach. They aimed to study several societal issues that at the time were ignored by the scientific community, such as the topic of anti-Semitism. This was one of the zeitgeists of this theory, which is the growing idea of anti-Semitism that would lead to the rise of Nazi in Germany. So, as you can imagine, the social, economic, and political condition back then was characterized by power imbalance and domination by people of power to people in lower standing. Every aspect of life, including social structures, cultures, ideologies, and so on, were in support of this agenda. So, to say the least, it wasn't a very advantageous living situation for the society at large. This prompted the interest in Karl Marx's theory that specifically touched upon the subject of power and domination. Several scholars such as Lukács and Gramsci follows in Marx's footsteps in exploring these topics, and at last, the Frankfurt School was born. So, what exactly was the aim that they tried to achieve? In its core, the Frankfurt School tried to turn the direction of scientific study from its traditional method to one which, in their opinion, could be of actual use for the betterment of society. Previously, we have learned extensively on how the scientific community works with knowledge. We know that the method of positivism was largely used to obtain knowledge and build science. This method builds its theory by creating theories based on evidence found in our reality. Through this method, science became a mere reflection of the world we live in. However, this couldn't satisfy them because the object of study, as well as the evidence in our reality, cannot be separated from the historical and social context, which, judging by the zeitgeist we talked earlier, couldn't be further from their ideals. Therefore, science could never be objective, as it is tied with its social context. And furthermore, the obsession to make science as close as possible to reality, making them the mirror of reality, was deflecting scientists from making actual change to the society, because they were only concerned about looking for the truth instead of tackling actual issues faced by the society. Hence, critical theory believed that criticizing the society and proposing ideas of actions to solve social problems should be what science is concerned in doing. And in conclusion, This theory criticized the traditional view in determining what knowledge is and what knowledge should be. And from this, we can tell that this theory really upholds the practical issue of the practical use of science, especially in the morality sense, making them very strong in their emphasis on values. In the end, their goal is for the soul emancipation as well as liberation of human being, away from domination by power that take away their freedom. Hence why they're only interested in topics such as social inquiries that requires immediate and specific solution instead of general topics that are aimed to find universal agreements of facts. And now, as I mentioned earlier, the term of critical theory also refers to other theories, so long as it follows the criteria set by the main critical theory of Frankfurt School. In this sense, Frankfurt School, their critical theory became sort of a standard of why a theory is considered critical and what should be done to create a critical theory. So there are three requirements of critical theory by Horkheimer, one of the leaders of the Frankfurt School. First, a critical theory should be able to give an explanation of the social inquiry. Second, they should give a practical solution to solve the problem. And last, they should abide to the normative basis of the issue at hand. And in modern times, we can find so many examples of critical theory in this broader sense. They are usually linked to social movements such as feminism, racial justice, and many others that I'm sure you are familiar of. From these examples, we can see how they have a specific target of an issue that they want to focus, with the sole intention of helping to solve the problem at hand in order to contribute to the betterment of the society. Okay, so that's all from me. This is the references I use to create this presentation. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, corrections, or discussions, please do leave a comment on the classroom. Thank you everyone. Have a good day.